What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Strike Back Games, aka Motivated Results podcast. That makes sense somehow. You'll get this.
You'll get it. That's what I was going to say. I was going to start off.
You're going to start off? My bad. So this is a podcast I typically have on my channel. The links will be down below, and he should do that because otherwise I'll punch him in the face. Mm-hmm. And usually it's different topics, but this is going to be more comic book related. And I guess we talked about like the current status of comic books. And I guess really we're talking about the two major players, which is Marvel and DC, and you know, I follow comics somewhat, mostly due to like YouTube channels. I don't pick up too many comics nowadays because I just don't have the time to like read them all. Like I'm trying to maintain this freaking channel, let alone it's not gonna pick it up. Let alone Emma. Sorry guys, I had to pick up.
Make that sandwich better.
But like I don't have time, so most of my time is like YouTube channel or very small personal time. So, but I do keep up with it when it comes to like YouTube channels that review comic books. Yeah. And I think you actually go out and buy comics and review them on this channel.
I had been, but views weren't there, man. There's a lot of people doing it now.
There's a lot of people doing it, but you know what? When it comes to like the normal gaming content that we usually had, and this, it seems like this is a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I got to get back on it. I've been off of it, but. Because things are crazy right now, man. Everybody's starting over. DC just started over. What are you doing?
I had hair. Hold on. Keep talking.
Yeah, things are crazy. Marvel just started over, or is going to start over in the next, what is this, Monday? End of October. So the next few weeks, DC just started over. So, you know, it's getting crazy. And this is where he was going to say something to back me up on that thought. He's not here.
I'm here. Guys can't pick that up. Sorry. I had to stop a dispute. I had to mediate. Yeah, I don't like the reboots. The reboots are getting really, really old. And I like major events. Those are cool, but I feel like the major events we've had, like some of these now are feeling too dragged out. Like, for example, I'll talk shit about both sides, but you guys will see that I'm going to kind of lean towards one more than the other. I feel like Marvel's Secret Wars is starting to get too dragged out.
Yeah, they extended it for like another 4 episodes. I think it was originally supposed to be only like 6 or 5, and then they extended it to 8, actually.
It's cool, but the problem is like, and I like kind of like the twist they made at the end, like spoiler alert, the fact that the Thing is the wall, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's dragged out longer.
It's dragged out. Well, the part that's also pissing me off is that they're already released the new characters that are going to be around after Secret Wars, and Secret Wars isn't over yet, and they've already released like mini issues as to what's going to happen in the new series when Secret Wars isn't over yet. Like, what's the point of figuring out what's like you're essentially like building up this climax to this idea of what's going to happen at the end. But if you already know the way things are going to end up, why the fuck do you care about the end? At the end, we both know everybody's going to survive. I already know Doom is going to be alive at the end, but except he's pretty now. Like, what's
is that what's going to happen? He's going to be pretty?
One of the issues, he's actually like has no scars on his face anymore.
Oh, yeah, because he's God.
No. After Secret Wars.
Oh, after Secret Wars?
After Secret Wars. He's got like a normal face now.
Well, thanks for that spoiler.
Yeah. So
everybody.
Fuck you, Marvel. Like, the whole idea is like, why?
Tell them what you think about the new Wolverine. Your unfiltered thoughts about the new Wolverine.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys something. Before you guys think I'm a hater. Hold this. Check this out. I'm a fan of X-23, okay? I have, like, the original origin story comic books. Like, the very little comic books that I do own, like, I like X-23. I like the concept of X-23. I like the character. I like the story behind it. I like her better than I like, what's his name? Kraken?
Oh, Draken,
the actual son of Wolverine. Like, I like her way better. But the fact that you're adding her and you're giving her his suit looks really fucking stupid. Like, it looks like it's not like you're trying to make her a Wolverine. Wolverine is Wolverine. It's like you can't ask me to like put Cyclops in a Magneto suit and all of a sudden he is Magneto. Like, no, he'd be like a copy of Magneto. Like, it's not Wolverine. So why are you trying to make it Wolverine? Like, everybody's trying to fucking switch things up ever since and I know women are gonna fucking hate me for this, but ever since Thor became a female and everybody's like, oh, female rights, female rights. Look, I get it. Equality hasn't always been there for women in many things, especially comics, right? But she's not Wolverine. If she was like somehow propelled to the mantle of Wolverine, there's no need for the fucking suit, let alone the face mask, which looks retarded with hair. Like, it looks stupid.
Doesn't look good. But, I mean, if you really didn't want to get super technical about it,
these chairs are very uncomfortable.
It's going up my ass right now. I don't like it.
They're like you're sliding off.
Yeah, and you're sliding. Well, that's why I got my feet planted. Yeah. But if you want to get very technical about it, I mean, she is an exact copy of him.
Not
and if
really,
you want to get
it's
even
not technically an exact copy, because
more or less,
it's his DNA, but it was the chick's egg.
Yeah.
So that's why it looks like the girl. Yeah. It doesn't look like Wolverine.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get slightly more technical, and I don't know if this is canon or not, but in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, she had the same moves as Wolverine. So there you go. Case closed. They're the same person.
No, they just got lazy and they just didn't want to get another move.
That might be it. But I mean, I don't like that. Because like the
it.
Wolverine was the mindset that you're an animal.
Yeah, he was like very like animalistic, and she's not. Like she's got his senses, she's got his ability to smell.
Like she's goes a little bit crazy. She has that berserker mode sometimes, I think too, but not like him. And it was just the mindset of being the Wolverine. Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like who's Captain America now?
The Falcon. You don't like Falcon?
Fuck Falcon.
His comics were good. I have like the first 2 or 3 up on the channel.
Okay, but if you're gonna be Captain America, be Captain America.
Yeah,
like don't be the Falcon in mixed with Captain America. When Bucky Barnes took over Captain America, he didn't like flaunt off his fucking Soviet Union looking arm. Like he literally looked like Captain America.
Yeah.
He kept the Captain America mask.
Yeah.
He didn't have his long hair.
Yeah.
He didn't kill people all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like he was Captain America. Like it's just not like you're.
Well, yeah. Even in the first issue, Nomad, which was Captain America's adopted son, was like, I don't know why he gave it to you. You are not Captain America. You know nothing about being Captain America.
Right, and he was like the Captain America's always been like the beacon of like purity and hope and super good guy, and like the fucking the Winter Soldier's not that. He's kind of like the opposite of that. Yeah. He's like an anti-hero.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, still, it was a good series. No, don't get me wrong. It was a good series. The first ones were pretty good. So.
I like Winter Soldier. I think he's kind of cool. I tend to like... Everybody hates the fact that I don't like these like super...
Dude, Winter Soldier comics, I have the first few of them up on the channel too. Soon coming, complete story. Soon.
Yeah, next year.
They were really good, man.
I like the idea of him taking over Fury. Good. I like the idea of him taking... I don't like the artist. It was kind of
the art. The art was crazy.
It was very psychedelic.
Yeah, it was.
Like I'm like, who took acid and took over this comic book?
Yeah, basically what happened. It was. I liked those. Those were good.
But I like the idea of him taking over Nick Fury, because Nick Fury was doing a lot of crazy shit you didn't even know about in the back end.
Dude's burning a special kind of hell, by the way. Dude was a bastard.
Yeah, dude was crazy. But I don't like what they're doing with the new roster. Maybe it's just because it's so far from what we're used to.
The thing is, I don't understand why they made so many. Like, what is there? There's like 40 new ones or something like that. It's up there. It's up there in numbers.
I thought they were canceling a lot of comic books. I don't know the numbers.
They were, and then they replaced them with more.
I don't know the numbers, but I know that like I don't like the new characters. Like I looked at the roster and like the Wolverine bothered me. The Captain America, whatever. He was already Captain America.
Well, I think he's
whatever.
now he's fighting with Steve.
Oh, is it? But he's Old Man Steve?
Yeah.
I don't like the fact you like Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan's great.
I don't like Old Man Logan.
Secret Wars one's great.
You like that. I don't like the fact that he's coming back as Old Man Logan and not as Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's almost like, are you doing this so like Hugh Jackman can continue to play Wolverine as he gets older?
That'd be a good move if they did that. I mean,
that's probably what they're doing.
Well, Marvel don't own the rights to that, but still.
They don't?
No.
Are they making movies?
Marvel don't own the rights to that.
Fox is making them?
Owns it. I mean, maybe they might be doing that. Hey.
Well, didn't they just get the rights back?
No.
What did they get back? So Fantastic Four.
That was the rumor earlier this week. That was the rumor that they got back Fantastic Four. That was denied by both Fox and Marvel. They're like, no, we don't got that. You guys don't want to see that anyways. Me and my sister have this crazy theory about how they're going to put the Fantastic Four in Infinity Wars Part 2.
Why? They didn't do anything.
You want to hear about it?
Sure. This is the place to do it.
Yeah, this is the place to do it. It's going to be Watch, everybody's gonna start spreading this all over the internet now. Okay, I'm gonna go real deep with you. If my sister was
getting
here,
all excited and shit. He's all like,
yeah. If my sister was here, she'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna get super deep on you and technical." Okay, so eventually, because Fantastic Four sucked. If you didn't see it, we didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
I wasn't gonna pay you a chicken wing to see that. I would have not given you a handful of popcorn to see it. But anyways, once they negotiate a deal, because they'll give it back to Marvel, they will show up in Infinity Wars Part 2 because they need to stop Thanos, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is or weird thinking, not him, my sister, and me, if you watch Superhero Squatty Show, which is the Marvel characters, except they're like little kid versions of them, but it's pretty good on there. They covers Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet and Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock and all that stuff. But on the season finale of one, he teleports all the Avengers to different parts of the universe. Okay, with me? With me so far?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm thinking in Infinity Wars Part 1, that's what he's going to end up doing to everybody. He's going to send them everywhere. Tony Stark's going to be left on Earth. He needs a way to get back all the Avengers. So therefore, he's going to be like, oh, it's probably going to be like him and who's somebody useless? Black Widow, I'll say. We'll go with that. It's him and Black Widow. And he's like, oh, man, I need somebody who can do interdimensional time travel. Who knows about interdimensional time travel? Then Iron Man's going to be like, oh, I do. I knew this one kid named Reed. He's kind of a nerd, but he's really smart. He knows about interdimensional time travel. And they'll bring them in there. And Fantastic Four will be in there. And Reed Richards and Fantastic Four will save the day and somehow get the Avengers back together.
My whole thing is like, why do you even want the Fantastic Four? Like, the only reason you would want the Fantastic Four is for the Silver Surfer.
Well, yeah.
If you want Infinity War.
The thing is, Silver Surfer won't be in there. Well, he might if they get the Infinity...
Right.
If they get all that squared away. But the thing is to not do another origin story of a Fantastic Four. Because you don't want to see that. The thing is to establish them as people already and characters. So if Iron Man's like, oh, I need this nerdy kid named Reed Richards help, then they're all together. He's like, oh yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They went into space a few years ago.
But do you think like origin stories are even necessary anymore? Like who's watching these movies? If we go back and sit back and look at the target audience, like what are we looking for in these movies? And I don't think the origin stories are really that important anymore.
Not really.
Like for the most part, people are either doing the research on the back end, trying to figure out who these people are before the movie, if they're not already nerds, or if they're nerds like you and I, they kind of already have an idea and they want to see how it's going to play it out. Plus, if you're a nerd like you and I, like you almost don't want to do the research because you're going to be let down by the way they cut corners. Yeah.
Well, people are going to be let down probably no matter what, but still, that's a crazy theory, but that's what I think might happen. Something along those lines. But, I mean, you probably don't need origin stories anymore. I don't think you do. I think if you just establish that something happened to this person and they got new power and they're doing the best they can with the power, then you don't need it. Like Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man one coming out, next 2017, I think?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's new Spider-Man. I think it's new Spider-Man 2017. I don't
have a channel about comic books and video games and shit.
Hey, man, been out of the loop a little bit. But it's the new one. And so they said, oh, yeah, it's not another origin story. He's already going to be Spider-Man for about a year and a half.
Well, good. They don't need another origin story. How many Spider-Man movies has there been? There's been more Spider-Man movies than any other
5.
fucking one. I mean, why would you need another one? But what I'm talking about is like if you were to do like a Beta Ray Bill movie, do you need an origin story? Or like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Beta Ray Bill is a bad example. If you were to do a Fantastic Four and they never
giant
came
horse
out,
dude with a hammer, what is going on here?
He's just good with the hammer. But my thing is like, okay, if Fantastic Four movies never came out, you could do an origin story in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're going to put them in the movie. They're just going to insert them in there as established characters.
What I'm saying though is like, every time you watch a cartoon, there's like the intro where all the credits are. Like you could do an origin story in 3 seconds.
Yeah,
shoot up, explosion. Fell back down, radioactive things, and have powers. Boom, 3 seconds in. Like, you don't need an origin story. Like, the movie should carry itself based on what the movie's about. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't see Ant-Man. But when I think about Ant-Man, like, I didn't think about it, and I was like, oh, I want to go see his origin. Like, I can care less. Like, for me, it was almost like, hey, let me go and watch this movie about crazy dudes getting big and small. Like, that's all it was for me. Like, in the end, like, he gets a suit. How fucking much origin you need?
Basically. Yeah, they didn't really cover what Scott Lang did before. They mentioned it in there, but it wasn't like, oh, here's a flashback scene. Like on Daredevil, they did it, or Daredevil and Arrow. That's a pretty good way of doing it.
I never saw the Arrow show. The Daredevil show was pretty good. I liked it. Except he got beat the fuck up, but it was a good show.
Hey man, he's just a blind dude, a really good looking blind dude who bangs hot chicks.
He banged like one girl in that. No, two girls.
Probably. They were still really good looking.
You got the girl from True Blood, and then the nurse, right?
Mm-hmm.
How's it?
Hey man,
for a blind dude, he's 0-2.
Knows.
2-0.
Always knows when they're good looking.
0-2. Boski's gonna cover me. Correct me on that one.
But yeah,
okay,
man.
So let's get back to on topic. So the all new Marvel, I don't like it. I'm kind of more of a Marvel fan only because I think when you're talking about the Marvel universe, like it's so well put together already. Like you're talking about the level within the planets of different mutants and powerful things, and you got the demigods, the gods. You have like you got all the way up to like the Beyonders and the Galactus. I mean, that universe is so well established. That's fucking mind-boggling that there isn't more inconsistencies with all these writers. The DC universe is good, and with that being said, like my favorite character probably is Batman. And we'll get to fucking Batman here in a second or two. Trust me.
Yeah, we will.
The fact that like DC has a different feel to it too. It's not like it's that darker, kind of grungier, and the fact that they're going away from that in the movies is kind of like, well, they're kind of sticking with it, right?
They're sticking with
kind
it, but my thing is always like you're trying too hard. Stop trying so hard. Like I get it. Joker's
no, that's not
crazy.
my thing at all. My thing at all is like
that's my thing. Like stop trying so hard. I get it. Joker's crazy. Got it. Thank you.
No, I don't think they're trying to. My problem is like they're trying too hard to make it their own.
Yeah.
And to me, it's not about making these characters your own. Like I, as a comic viewer, don't want to go see your interpretation of things. I want to see the shit that I've liked and grown up with on the big screen. I don't need you to fucking twist things around and make things cool because as a creative director, you need to show things how cool things can be. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Quite frankly, what they care about is they want to see badass Batman on the screen. They want to see, I want to see like Court of Owls on the big screen. I want to see
Court of Owls,
like
man.
I want to see some fucking good storytelling with goddamn good graphics and amazing like editing done to it. Like that's what I want to see. That's what I want to like lay down money for.
Yeah, man.
I don't
they
want
shouldn't
to
have started over with Batman. They should have just continued on Court of Owls.
I don't want to see old ass Batman. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see like shitty like Ben Affleck trying to pretend like he's Batman. Nobody gives a fuck about Ben Affleck.
Did you read
Batman.
Dark Knight Returns?
No, I saw like the first movie and I thought it was dog shit. I thought it was dog shit.
Top 5 overrated comics ever.
Now, you know why I thought it was
Fanboys
shit?
are gonna
Oh,
throw.
yeah, thumb down the fuck out of this video.
Yeah, but no, that's the truth.
You
guys.
know why? Okay,
Overrated.
first of all, I get it. Batman was
It's
old
good,
and bitter.
but overrated.
I get it. Batman was old and bitter. Everybody knew that was gonna happen. Okay, everybody knew it. You even see it in all the cartoons. The fact that like Superman is like a government shill is already kind of like really like that would really happen. He was like the ultimate he was like the ultimate like good cowboy, and now he's like the guy for the government that's like gonna threaten to kill Batman if he doesn't get his shit together. Like, and then but yet they're still like outlaws and Mad Max looking dudes. They're taking over like certain parts of like the underground, but fucking Superman can't do anything about that. Like Superman can't stop jerking off, or what does he do at night that he can't go and clean this shit up? Take him like 2 minutes.
He's apparently taking care of horses.
It should take him 2 minutes. It should take him 2 minutes to fly down there, kill the dude that almost killed Batman, and fucking fly off.
Yeah.
He's working for the government. What's the problem?
Yeah. It was good. Like I say, it is.
It was not good. I'll say it. It was good. I don't give a fuck.
It was
No fucks
overrated.
given.
I say it's overrated.
It's definitely overrated, and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Why was Batman like obese but yet he built? How the fuck does that work?
Why is Ben Affleck apparently? And another thing that's irritating the shit out of me to no end is people keep saying Ben Affleck is built.
It's a suit.
It's a suit, guys.
Look, you can get
It's
on a lot of steroids. Nobody's
Flex
saying
for
he's
me.
not.
Take your shirt off.
You can get on a lot of steroids, but the thing is, like, Batman to me doesn't look like Bruce Wayne. Like in every interpretation, like he's gotten almost like he's a good looking middle-aged guy. Not middle, he's like what, early 30s?
My interpretation is when he becomes Batman, he's in like 27, 28, 29, 30.
Really,
range.
that young?
Yeah.
Like for me, like Batman's always like, okay, for example, if you're old school and like you've watched the Batman animated,
you should.
Batman,
if you haven't, you feel out
such
life.
Such a good stuff.
Fell
All
in
the
that
stuff in
life.
those 90s are really good. Like I was watching the Animaniacs the other day, and they all have scores. Like they have classical music attached to them. It's crazy.
Spider-Man, the animated series.
That's pretty good.
Shit's
So
deep,
if you
son.
watch the Batman animated series, like Batman first season was normal looking dude, and then season 2 he's like a fucking model. You're like, what? What happened to you in the second season? They dipped you in hotness. What the hell happened? And so like he's always been like a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Batman's kind of like Ben Affleck's like.
Well, they want that older looking guy.
They want the older guy, and then,
but once again, I don't take him serious.
in all the clips I've seen, like I don't believe him. Like he's not that great of an actor.
He was good in The Town, but he also wrote The Town. So I'm actually more excited for the 2 that he's supposedly going to write after this one. I'm more excited about those.
He's gonna act in them though.
Yeah, he's going to act in them because he's writing them.
How many is they? They already confirmed 3.
2 more, I think, supposedly. My thing is DC needs to calm down a bit and just go one at a time. Stop trying to be like Marvel. Don't plan your shit out years in advance. Do it one at a time.
Well, Marvel can do that because they've been successful.
Well, yeah, that's
in
what I'm
all their
saying. Don't
movies.
try to be like that. Be like, look, Dawn of Justice coming. After that, Wonder Woman probably. That's it. That's all the information you get right now. No, Justice League. No, we're not doing that right now. Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. That's it. And then maybe a Flash. I don't know why they're doing. They got a Flash and a Green Arrow, but yet they're recasting them in the movie. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And I know people are like, "Oh, the world shouldn't cross over." Oh, that's stupid. That's like me having a Ferrari, and then I have a Transformer Ferrari, but I drive the other one. I drive the normal Ferrari. Why?
Yeah,
Why would I do that? That's stupid.
I'm not a big fan of the new Batman. Superman, I don't know. Like, I guess he's kind of believable, but he's very dark. Like, it's really funny. Like, you watched the Batman animated show, and it was really, really dark and grimy-ish. And then you watched the Superman show, and it was, like,
Bright.
really happy and bright. And then when the two came together, it was kind of like a happy median. Like the daytime was really nice and pretty, and the nighttime was kind of, like, slightly grimy. They got to find that middle ground. Like, I feel like DC's trying to throw that grime and darkness
Over
into
everything.
everything. And it's almost like different worlds that they intermingle in.
The best part was in The World's Finest.
Oh, that was the best one ever.
Where Superman's like, "Oh shit, you're Bruce Wayne," and then later that night, Superman's like jerking off or something. I don't know. Or I think he's talking to Lois, and then he's like, or what is he? Batman throws like a rock at his window or some shit like that, and then he's like, Clark's like, "What's up my window?" And then he just sees Batman with his binoculars. He's like,
"That's a good movie.
I know who you are, fucker."
You gotta watch that. That and like also how easy it is for Bruce Wayne to pull Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Like he pulls her like he's what's his name? Earl Grey or what the fuck's his name?
Oh, Christian Grey
from 50 Shades of Grey. He just pulls her, and like by the end, Lois
Yeah.
Lane is like ready to move to Gotham and stuff,
Yeah.
and Bruce Wayne's like, hold up.
Yeah,
I got an appointment later.
Yeah.
I might meet you for dinner, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
Call me later.
Yeah, he's like, so
He's like, it's not gonna like help itself. You wanna hold on to that? Just there for you, Well, Lois, you wanna just hold it?
That's funny. Those were kids' cartoons, by the way, and this happened in there.
It's totally true. Like he's very like manipulative with Lois. Like,
Yeah.
like he knows that Clark wants her, and he's like, no, I'm gonna get it. I don't give a shit about her, but I'm gonna get it.
Like, can you do this, Clark? Can you do this? No.
I'm not gonna remember to do this, but it reminds me of that meme where it's like Superman is standing next to Batman, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "You don't." He's like, "I could fly," and then Superman's just like, "What do you got?" And he just looks at Batman. And you see Batman, he's got like a gigantic ass bulge, and Superman's like, "What?" Fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's
But anyways,
terrible.
So let's get back to the original topic. So comics, the current status of comics. Back to the movies. The movies suck dick. I don't know how I feel about the Marvel movies. I usually let those play out, but I haven't watched them all as I used to. And then so back to comic books, DC, the world of DC. Man, it sounds like we're knocking everything. I don't like the current standing of Marvel comics. I don't like where they're going with them. I feel like they're trying to bring in a lot of. They're making a lot of sacrifices to bring in more audience.
Well, I think they wanted to connect it to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But they're not doing that either because it's not connecting.
They kind of, I guess, not really. I don't know.
Unless Old Man Logan's gonna come back and Falcon's is Falcon gonna take over sometime soon?
No, it's gonna be Bucky.
Then what the fuck? They're not doing that either.
Captain America better die at Civil War, or I'm gonna.
I don't like that guy. He's getting boring.
So, but that has to be how it is. He even said,
because Bucky's got more contracts, right?
Yeah.
He's got like more.
Yeah, Falcon even said, he's like, no, that'd be stupid. The guy who plays Falcon, I can't remember, Anthony Mackie. He was like, oh yeah, I can. He goes, no, that'd be stupid for me to take over. That's not how it works in the comics. Why would it work like that here?
Because they don't do anything according to the comics, if we can tell. So
right, move on to DC, dude.
DC.
Tell me what you're thinking about DC. Did you like Convergence?
No, it was a fucking mess. I don't even know what happened at the end of that. Like, I literally watched videos of people reviewing the comic books, and at the end, like, they didn't say a lot. Like, they were like, "What?" Then it all, and it all ended up happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? What the fuck just happened there?
Secret Wars better than Convergence?
Yeah, because I know what's going on, and I like the twist. Like, they have a lot of twists, like the fact that Doom, spoiler the fuck out of this podcast, the fact that Doom took like Reed's family as his own, and Johnny Storm is the son, and the Thing is the Rock or the Wall. Like, all that shit was cool little twists that you had that you didn't have. And there was like the Ultrons were essentially like Sentinels.
Yeah,
like that was pretty cool. It had a lot of cool twists.
Just the like interpersonal stuff in there too, like when Doctor Strange more spoilers. Doctor Strange turns on Doctor Doom. And he's like,
I remember the way it used to be.
Yeah, he's like, I remember what it used to be. And by the way, no matter how powerful you are, Doctor Doom, you're never gonna beat Reed Richards. Yeah, you're never gonna beat Reed Richards, bastard.
Fucking Doctor Doom's got some issues.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. Interpersonal stuff. It's like they never lose like what the main point of the original thing was.
You know what I found cool too was like Reed Richards' daughter was like, why are we doing like kids? That doesn't make sense. like she even kind of got it. She's super genius, and so is Reed Richards' son. But no, I think Marvel did a lot better job. I do kind of like what DC's doing with Darkseid and
that one.
What is it? Who's he fighting?
The Anti-Monitor.
The Anti-Monitor, which I had to Google who the fuck that guy is. I still need to because I still don't get it. But the fact that Darkseid has a daughter with one of the, she's like an Amazon. That's kind of cool. That's a cool little twist. She's all like emo and she's got like the shaven head. What else? I don't like the suit on Wonder Woman. I think that's a point of contention for me because
some guys on Instagram were just like, "What are you guys doing?"
Don't get me wrong; it's a good looking suit, but my problem is like most of the women on that island are Greek based. It's like an Athens style
tropical heat.
It's tropical heat, like, but the attire is very like old school Greek mythology, like skirts and stuff. Like, why would you have a full bodysuit?
It's like history. Do you know it? Do you read it?
Like, I feel like that's just DC like caving to women and women talking about the position that women are put in the comic books. I feel like that's just a social move rather than an actual like aesthetic or a necessary move. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool looking suit, but I don't think it makes sense. What else? I'm going to put off Batman and Superman until the end because I think that's the big point of conversation here. What else is there to talk about? That's pretty much all DC has going for it, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. DC's done some cool shit. And once again, Batman's probably like my favorite comic book character ever. But I mean, DC, I love what they did with the Court of Owls. I love what they did with what they do after the court, like all the court, like the introduction of the owl thing and that society inside of Gotham was fucking genius. And I feel like who's the writer for that?
Capullo? Not Greg Capullo. He's
That's
drawer.
the artist.
Yeah.
Greg Jackson.
Craig
Jackson. Zack Snyder. Wrong.
He does that too?
He does that too. MMA fighting, comic book artist or writer. I feel like I love what he did with that, but I feel like he ended that run because it was his time to walk away from the comic. And so he had to put a finishing stamp on it. I would have loved for them to leave it open and to continue that story.
Well, I wanted After Forever Evil instead of Grayson going into his spy thing.
Stupid fucking thing.
His stories are okay.
Like, I get it. He's supposedly doing it.
Yeah, I don't know, beep at me. His stories are decent, but I would have liked it better, which I also talked about some guys on Instagram with, If you guys want to talk to me, get to me on Instagram. That's the quickest way I get back to you guys, by the way.
You should be getting back to everybody, son.
It's quicker. I do just quickest on Instagram because I get the notification. I get back to you super quick. So, but I felt it was better. We felt it was better if Grayson would have been the new Talon, because the Court of Owls needed a new Talon.
No, because then it would have had to kill him. No,
So?
people are not gonna let Nightwing die.
Then you could have been like, oh, he's undercover for Batman in there.
Nah. No.
More like that.
I don't agree. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck you and your opinion. Your opinion is weak shit. I just fucking, that reminds me of that meme. But anyways, no. I don't like Grayson. I think that's dog shit. I just flipped you guys off. I like what they did with the Court of Owls. I think that was really cool. Like, that could have opened up for a lot of stuff. But I think at the end didn't Talon kill all the Court of Owls?
Yeah,
or some shit like that. I don't like that they brought back like that guy that's like a half brother to Bruce or something like that. Or
Hush,
he's like his real brother, or it's not Hush. It's somebody else. He becomes a Talon.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. And now there's like only one Talon. I didn't like that. Like, I feel like you could have taken that so far if you would have just kept the Talons, the Court of Owls in Gotham, and the Talons around. Like, you could have done so much well. Because I like how they played on the idea that the Talon, what is the Talon? No, it's like an owl is a natural predator of the bat, which is fucking ingenious. I love what they did with that story. It was fucking genius. Like, the way they almost broke down Batman in that first series. Awesome. But
did you like Forever Evil?
Which is that one?
Where the Justice Guild or Society comes over and takes over.
I don't think I caught up to that one.
That was good. I like that one.
I didn't like...
People keep saying there's a lot of Lex Luthor in there, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I like it. A lot of Lex Luthor, a lot of Captain Cold. It's awesome. Love that one. But what's set up for Grayson? I also didn't like the Joker's daughter. Like, I thought that was an unnecessary character. Something.
Like, you could just kill her off and nothing would ever occur from it. Nobody would ever care.
I never understood what was it not death in the family, death of the family. That one didn't make sense to me.
Which one? Death of the Family is where
he kidnaps all of them and like tells them something.
Yeah, well, I think it was part of like Capullo's thing, right?
Yeah, but they never say what it was about.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what the deal is with that one. Like, I didn't keep up with it. What else? I mean, there's a lot of small changes that I wasn't a big fan of. Having technical difficulties here. What the fuck?
You stop recording?
Yeah, a couple times. I might have to splice it in. But anyways, sorry about the audio or the visual. So yeah, I don't understand like what some of these reasonings for like Joker's daughter. Like, it's such a useless character. Like, she's not really his daughter, but she thinks she is, and she has his face on her tape. Like, some of that stuff's a little like too much. Like, why would you? And the fact that the Joker tore off his own face, and then at some point like just had it strapped on again, and then all of a sudden, spoiler alert, like he's like the.
I was just gonna ask you,
he's the doctor that's inside of Arkham.
Yeah, did you like that? Did you like that story?
I thought it was a cool twist at the end, but the fact that like. So he's got no scarring from the fact that he removed his fucking face and his face is fine.
Hey, man, he has that same stuff that was in the Lazarus pit.
And what, it regenerated his face?
Yeah, that's how it works.
It just regenerates everything.
Yes.
I thought it just kept you alive, not like
it regenerates
things that
everything.
are gone.
No, everything, apparently.
They never. I mean, that was.
I didn't like that story. Endgame was good, but I didn't like what they did with the Joker.
I think the face thing removal was unnecessary. I think the fixing it with the Lazarus pit, like the Lazarus pit is like God's piss, is a little fucking much. I think I like the fact that he was the guy in Arkham. I thought that was a cool twist. The fact that like Alfred was thrown into Arkham was a little fucking interesting. It was an interesting concept. But. So, I mean, that's not bad. You want to talk about dog shit? Let's talk about fucking dog shit. Let's talk about Batmech. Let's talk about that bullshit.
You don't like Chappie Batman?
I don't like fucking Chappie Batman. I don't like the fact that, okay, and I talked to you about this before. If you don't know what's Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah,
no, Superior Spider-Man.
So, Superior Spider-Man?
Superior Spider-Man was the storyline where Dr. Octavius somehow took over Spider-Man's body. He put his subconscious inside of Spider-Man and lived through his life. In the end, it was a pretty fucking awesome ending, to be honest.
That's a great story.
Like, I think it's one of the Comic Book Cast YouTube channel. It's one of the only ones I've seen them recently do a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a cool story, interesting concept, right? Some guy takes over your fucking brain and is essentially you're using your body, right? I find that more believable than in old Jim Gordon being able to take over Batman's role and do it okay with the assistance of a bat suit, right? And at first you're like, well, he's got the fucking bat suit.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be in the bat suit all the time.
He comes out of that fucking bat suit, and apparently he's got the
like
fighting ability.
75%
He
of the
can
time.
do all that shit. He's in shape all of a sudden. Dude's like ripped.
Didn't Joker just kill him in the Endgame? Didn't he like shoot him
I
and
don't know.
stab him like 5 times?
Well,
that happened, right?
DC's just throwing shit at walls, and now with this continuity, was it?
What was it? Creativity over
continuity. They could do whatever the fuck they want. I don't find it believable. I find that it more possible for fucking Octavius to take over his brain, Spider-Man's brain, than I find it for Gordon to take over Batman. Like, Batman already was such a fucking ridiculous character. The idea of this one guy that trained so hard, so much, and had as many hours in the day to do all the shit he did, plus sleep and rest, and still be able to, like, be one of the elite top 3 characters in the DC universe as a normal human being. And some random ass old guy can just jump into that role. Like, I find that unbelievably hard to really think about.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Let me put it this way.
They're okay.
Let me put it this way. If we're talking about the same universe, you know Steel?
Yeah.
The dude that's like a guy in a metal suit that pretends to be Batman or Superman?
I don't think he's Ken right now, but yeah.
Fuck it, whatever. If you know who Steel is, Google it. I don't think Steel can do Batman's job with the fucking mech suit. Let me put it that way.
Yeah,
and that's a spry,
true.
young African-American man, middle-aged maybe, whatever.
Could be John Jones.
He's fucking strong as shit. Throws a hammer like Thor, except with the long handle.
Yeah.
And in the end of the day, like, I don't think he can do Batman's job. And Gordon can just fucking do it out of being like what is he? Commissioner of a fucking city? What does a commissioner do?
He runs a police department.
Exactly. He's not out there doing anything. He sits on his ass all day.
I guess. That's true.
Fuck Batman. Fuck Batman. And fuck the fact that they're waiting so long to bring Batman back. Like, now they're just cock teasing you with the idea of Bruce Wayne being like, I don't know who I used to be. I'm going to turn my Batcave into a fucking children's center. You're turning a fucking Batcave into a children's center? There's like a lake in the middle of it. There's like a giant penny. There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex sitting around.
Isn't there cliffs down there?
There's cliffs. There's bats that just fucking attack random little babies.
Well, and the bat shit everywhere, so I don't think that's safe.
Dude, that dog shit writing. And let's talk about Superman being like some fucking MMA fighter looking dude now. Why doesn't he have tattoos? I'm waiting for the tattoos.
Superman's okay. It's a little bit. It kind of
No,
the
it's not
first
okay.
the first few reminded me of Smallville, but then after that, I was like,
ever since he fucking figured out how to do Final Flash, it's been boring as shit. He fucking figured out how to do fucking Final Flash, and it's boring. Like, oh, I'm like, oh, look, he ran out of powers, like Final fucking Flash.
That's funny.
Like,
Final Flash.
He fucking does this flash attack, and all of a sudden he's drained. Like, he just got the best blowjob ever. He's fucking drained, and then he's like, oh, I can't do anything. He falls asleep, and Batman has to fucking cure him. Like, what the fuck is this? And now, like, I can't tell if he's got powers or not. Like, some days he's like,
days he does.
Some days he can do shit.
Don't.
Some days he can kind of put down a couple dudes. And other days he's like, hey, I'm just going to hide from the world because apparently everybody hates me now. It's like they're literally trying to, like, slowly feed you the shit you're going to see in the movie. They hate him. So here, hide from him. Like, they're slowly trying to feed you. Like I said,
like
the
fucking
first few
were okay.
Like you had your mouth closed, and they're fucking trying to ram a metal spoon in your mouth with
the first few were okay, and then after that, I was like, yeah, no.
And then, like, Lois doesn't like him or some shit, or she's
the one who gave it out to the whole world.
Exactly, that's what it is. I'm like, really?
Whore.
You guys just fucked with like 40 generations of this because, like, all of a sudden Superman wanted some Wonder Woman? Why can't you just let Batman have Wonder Woman? Why? Because, like, Batman had to be the top dog.
I guess so.
She probably broke him. She probably broke his pelvis a couple times.
Probably.
It's Wonder Woman, son.
Hey, he's probably into that.
Look, I like the idea of Batman and Wonder Woman, or Superman and Wonder Woman. I actually kind of like that idea. It almost seems logical. Like in that movie where they redid the New 52.
Yeah.
And they were kind of flirting. Like, where Batman's like looking at her, and then Superman's like, dibs. or what did he say? He said
Yeah.
some shit like that in one of those movies. It was like, that was kind of cool. Like, I like the idea of the dynamic of like Wonder Woman and Superman, because that makes sense. Like, she would want to go with the alpha male dude because she's a warrior. She's a female warrior, so she would be attracted to like the Khal Drogo motherfucker. She wouldn't be attracted to like the nerdy guy in the corner.
Oh, she wouldn't like Aquaman?
No.
Aquaman who looks
What's
exactly
what's
the same
what's
as he
Aquaman thing
did.
nowadays? Like, he's got long hair, short hair, he's got a hook. Does he not have
He
a hook?
he looks
Is he a
exactly
pirate?
like he did on what's it called? Game of Thrones. That's him. That's what he looks like. Exactly.
I
God,
think
I
think
could go on for
DC
literally 32 hours about how I hate that.
I think DC
That
just,
one subject right there.
I
Aquaman.
you know what I
It's
think?
Drago.
Okay, you know what I think? I think right now, like, Marvel is so far ahead on what they're doing. Like, DC's trying to pretend like they're gonna put up the same kind of product that Marvel's putting out right now, but they're like 4 steps ahead. It's like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. This is like Marvel is to iPods as DC is to a fucking Zune. Like, they're trying to put out a product that's like an iPod, but since Apple's like been doing this for longer, they know the formula that works for them. They're already like an Apple like Nano. And these motherfuckers are like, we're gonna come out to Zune and it's gonna fucking revolutionize everything.
How big is your Zune? Oh, it's like
It's like a fucking
5x5.
It's like the first phone came out. Remember that? And ask me what the Zune's out now. Some of you guys are like, what the fuck is a Zune?
Exactly.
That's the problem. Like, DC needs to take a step back and say, look,
go
man.
slow.
And
Don't
look,
plan out so far ahead.
and I'll say this,
Just
man.
go
Like,
slowly.
like not everybody does everything right. If we're talking about DC animated movies, they're like far better than Marvel. Far better. Like, the DC animated stuff's pretty good.
Remember, I can't even think of Marvel DC or Marvel animated movies.
Like fucking Hulk versus Thor, Hulk versus
Those
Wolverine.
are crap. Planet Hulk was good, but that was based on the
Exactly.
comic. But they changed.
Planet Hulk wasn't bad actually, but
Yeah, they changed one thing in there.
like DC does great when it comes to animated movies. They like the Son of Batman. Yeah, it wasn't the way the comics book were, but it was still a good looking movie.
It
That
was
the voice
pretty
acting
decent.
was on point. Whenever you guys get Kevin Conroy, is that his name?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy as Batman, like, you need to just keep that guy on contract. Like, you need to save yourself the money and just give him like $1 million and say, look, you just got to make as many movies as you want, because that dude is Batman. Like, we grew up with him, and that guy is Batman. Like, the moment you try to get somebody else, you're fucked. Just like whenever you try to get another Joker besides
Mark Hamill.
but I think he's tired of doing it. Like, he's fucking frustrated by doing it. But whenever you get somebody else to do the Joker, like, I'm over it. Like, I'm like, you're trying too hard. There was one guy that did it, and he sounded just like Mark Hamill, and I'm like, you need to get that guy on contract if Mark Hamill's not going to do it.
It's not what's his name?
I don't know names. Fuck if I know.
The guy who does
Don't even try.
the popular guy. His name ain't Todd. Is it Todd? I don't think it's Todd.
No.
He does the voice. He's really popular now. He does the voice for the dude in BioShock Infinite, and did the voice for like not Hampson
Booker?
Jack, the other
Booker
guy.
DeWitt?
Yeah, Booker DeWitt.
I don't know. I
He's
don't
a
know who
real
he is.
popular guy.
But I know that the one guy did it, and I was like, is that fucking Mark Hamill? And it wasn't. It was some other dude. But yeah, I mean, look, man. I guess in the end of the day, I'm gonna bitch about a lot of stuff. But what I want people to understand, especially directors and writers of these movies, is that as a consumer, as a fan of these products, I feel like this is a fucking real talk segment. I'm like ranting about this shit. As a consumer, as a viewer of these products, I can tell you that what I want is not for you to take creative licenses on the characters that I care about. It's not for you to take creative spin on whatever the fuck you think the story should have been. It's not for you to sit there and jerk me off with like shitty cutscenes and pretend like you're trying to give me a better product than what was originally written about. No, because quite frankly, we know as the viewers and as the consumers of the products that what was written originally maybe wasn't perfect. It wasn't, and it could have been better. Everything could always be better, right? But at the end of the day, like, we grew up with this shit, and at the end of the day, like, we want to see this shit the way we saw it on cartoon or in comic book format. Like, I don't need you to sit down and be like, oh, all of a sudden, Batman's got a soft spot for puppies. Like, I don't want that. Give me the fucking Batman I saw in the animated series. Give me the... Dude, if somebody was to make, like, a Batman, the animated series style movie with, like, the classical music scores in the background, even the 50-ish style cars and the 50-ish dress attire, and like a good actor and something along those lines. Like if somebody,
I think that's what they were going for in Man of Steel, but it just didn't make sense.
No, dog shit. If somebody, I'll give you, here you go, blockbuster movies, you're fucking welcome. If you were to make a accurate, good looking, because nowadays good looking is like, add some fucking graphics to everything. It makes everything look good, even if it's a dog shit story. Get a good fucking writer and remake the Phantasm movie in a huge, in a real fucking.
I will blow whoever makes that movie.
If you make a good movie, you will break
on
box
my knees.
to the limits.
I will blow you if you make that movie.
That's what people want. That right there is what people want.
On camera.
They don't want your dog
in front of my church.
They don't want your dog shit re-storytellings of Superman and Batman origin movies. Nobody gives a shit about that. People want to see the really cool stuff that they grew up with. And the Phantasm is something you and I grew up with that we fucking still love. And I would love to see like a real life version of that. And it's totally possible. Totally possible. There's nothing in there like fucking spaceships and universes where it takes like a gigantic budget. This isn't Avatar. This is like basic ass movie making.
Yeah.
With some good effects, good lighting. Well, just like good to go.
If you're going to do another Batman, why didn't they do Batman Beyond?
I think that's going to take a lot more money.
They could do it. They could have done it.
Yeah, I mean, they could do it. They could do a lot of that shit.
They should have done it, dude.
Avatar was a ridiculous movie.
Exactly.
They're not going to make it, though.
Batman
Get the man
Beyond.
Phantasm. The Phantasm should
Phantasm, that can do it.
That should be
like
it.
I said, whoever makes that movie, I'll blow you.
So, I mean, that's what you need from the fans. That's what you want. That's what you need to give to the fans for fan service. And that's why Marvel, quite frankly, is fucking DC in the ass. Because they give you the best fan what is that? What did you say?
Fan service.
Fan service than anybody else. And DC's trying to do that. Like, they released those pictures of Ben Affleck against the Robin suit that had been beat up, like where they're trying to tease Jason Todd. Not good enough.
Well, there's just 10,000 fanboys who jerk off to that every time. That's the problem. There's so many fanboys are flooding everything. They're like, oh man, they're doing Dark Knight Rises. Oh man, rock hard. But it's like, okay, that's cool. They're doing that. I wasn't excited about that. But now the next thing is the movie going to be good? Or is it going to be good because you fanboys are jerking off to it?
Like, I think they're putting a lot more time and energy into like the effects and the lighting and the whatever ever else is involved with movie making instead of the story. And like the story is a big fucking part of it. Like, it's a huge part of it. Like, you know why some people didn't like the Batman with Christian Bale. Yeah. Like, some people didn't like that, and I get it. But at the same time, you know why there wasn't as much bitching about it? Because if you compare the Joker in that series to the Joker of the animated series, which really is like the Bible of the Batman, right? Because that nobody goes back to the 50s and looks at that stupid Batman running with the bomb as the quintessential Batman. Nobody looks at that. Yeah. If you take the Batman from the Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight, whatever all those series were, if you take that Joker and compare it to the Joker from the animated series, they're nothing alike. They're nothing alike. One's very sadistic. One's very twisted. One is looking to fucking kill people. And the other one from the animated series is kind of just looking to have some fun and to fuck with Batman a little bit. If he kills some people, he kills some people. Whatever. Like, he wasn't ever about, like... It wasn't as sadistic and as twisted as the Batman from the Dark Knight. But you know why there wasn't as much bitching about that movie? Because it had a decent storyline and great effects or whatnot. And that's why you didn't have as many nerds ranting about it. I feel like you're kind of getting away from that when you're talking about the new movies.
Yeah. You're just going back. They're just like, oh, a bunch of people love this, so therefore if we make a movie, it'll be good.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. Yeah. Like, everybody's going to go crazy. I'm going crazy over Civil War. It's not going to be like it is in the comic books.
No, it won't be as good.
It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a good movie.
And I got into...
but it's not going to be the same. Like, I don't think a school is going to blow up in Iowa. I don't think that's going to happen.
Cut all that stuff off.
It's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be good still. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I think it's going to be a lot more.
They're banking. DC is banking on the fact that, oh, we made a movie about this. It'll be good. Well, to where Marvel is like, oh, hey, we have a story here. Let's build around this story and make a movie about it. Like, you see the difference?
Yeah, but I still feel like Marvel could do a little bit better of
sticking with the source material. They could go a little bit closer. Age of Ultron could have been a little bit closer to the source material.
They all could have been a lot closer to source material. And I think if you were planning on doing Age of Ultron, why didn't you wait to do Ant-Man first and then introduce Hank Pym and do it right? Like, I don't think Marvel is without sin. Like, I think, once again, it's just that creative bullshit where the artists and the writers want to sit there and be like, oh, I'm the director, so I should have say in this. Like, no, bitch, you got hired to be a director. Be a fucking director. Like,
direct
the
these
movie,
comics.
The movie isn't for
that
you.
are right here onto the screen. That is your only job.
Like that, yeah.
Direct
like
it. You know who did a real good job of that? And I hate Zack Snyder, but he did a real good job of that in 300. Didn't change much.
Oh, really? I never knew there was a comic book.
You didn't know that?
No.
Graphic novel, son.
There's so many of them, man. What are you gonna do?
He changed it, but he didn't change much, and that's
you
what
don't
it
need
was.
to. Like, the stories
Unlike
are already
in
written.
Watchmen.
They fucked that ending up.
Everybody goes crazy and tells me Watchmen is the best comic book movie ever. No, it's not. So much has changed in that. I can literally sit here a whole hour and tell you the shit that is different.
Yeah,
I can do it.
Don't get me wrong.
That might be podcast too. Shit that is different in the movie of Watchmen.
I liked Watchmen comic book because it gave you like a different feel. Like, you felt the turmoil of the Cold War. Like, you felt it. Like, and with the movie,
was there a Cold War going on in the movie?
At all, not at all. Like, at all. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the shit ending. I thought the ending was dog shit.
Dude,
like,
that was ass.
Did you run out of budget? They came up with some technicals.
They're like, oh man, only if we could have a rubber jellyfish, but in our budget, but we just can't. Fuck.
Yeah, that disappointed me.
We used it all on Dr. Manhattan's giant.
This is your thing. This is your theme of the day. The theme. It's just a giant. Yeah, I feel like people are really trying to take their own creative, like, artistic vision on the story in itself. Like, the story is kind of already written. Like, I almost think you should try to stick as close to the source material as you can, because that's when you're going to see the characters. Like, I, as a viewer, once again, want to see the thing I liked in the big screen with crazy budgets and real people acting it out. And, that's what you want to see as a viewer, not somebody's interpretation of what they thought it should have been. Like, if that was the case, then comic book artists or writers should be going to directors and getting their opinions on what they should fucking write about. Like, that's not the way it works. Like, you are basing your thing off of another thing that another artist created a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't know. How long is this thing?
Probably should be ending it soon. So that's kind of the status. I guess we're really just ragging a lot of the stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. I like the stories, and I think Batman's recent Court of Owls stuff has been the best I've seen in a really long time. But I still don't think it's
I'll say
the greatest.
I like Marvel better because I grew up with those characters. But I think DC has better story or big stories. Like, Forever Evil I liked really good. Red Sun where Superman was really good. Kingdom Come was really good. Like, I can name you a bunch of DC ones. I can't name you too many Marvel ones, although Secret Invasion was really good.
Secret Invasion is good. Civil War was good.
Civil War was good.
The
Some
Infinity
people
Gems,
hate Civil War. What the hell is wrong with you?
Civil War was good. Secret Invasion. I love the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. I thought that was really good.
That's some deep
and I know
stuff.
they're gonna destroy that storyline. I know they're going to, because they're not gonna establish the deities above like the one above all and the tribunal.
Well, you almost have to, because that's a lot of stuff.
But that's why I'm kind of like, I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. I will say they did a fucking awesome job with Thanos. He looks like a badass.
Fucking comic book perfect, dude. Now this thing changed with him.
Yeah.
Maybe the shades.
You know what what am I seeing on screen? Because I also didn't read too much on it that it would make sense for me. The storyline where they introduced Thanos' son, where he's like an Inhuman. That would be a fucking cool one.
That'd be pretty good.
But anyways.
Phase 4, guys. Phase 4 next week.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, guys. I think that's it. I originally was thinking this was going to be like a 30-minute podcast, and we're an hour in.
Well, there's a lot to bitch about.
Yeah, no kidding.
Started.
I don't get me wrong. I like comic books. I think that the stories aren't as good anymore. And,
hey, man, we could be wrong. Maybe the new Marvel was all brand new, all super new, super fresh, duper Marvel.
My problem is that they're doing all these reboots.
Might be good, man.
This is a reboot.
Might be good. There might be good stories in there. There probably will be good stories. I just don't understand why they started over so soon.
I just don't understand why they need another reboot.
Why don't? Yeah, I don't. Just like DC, I don't know why they need another one either. Like, did you see the 2 Flash ones?
Yeah.
About the blue suit, those were really good too.
Yeah.
So like, you could have kept going, but yeah, it just like ended so abruptly. That's how a lot of the
trying
stuff.
to start up all these other big.
Well, yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, well, you could have kept going. You didn't need to start over. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Storylines.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that probably is. It's probably long enough. It's already an hour podcast. Once again, if you guys stuck around this long, hit that like button. Show some love if you guys like more podcasts like this. Once again, they usually host it on my YouTube channel, which will be down below. But if you felt this probably fits a little better on this channel. If you want more of these, once again, it's a lot easier for us to do these things because we always talk about this on the back end anyways. So you hit the like down below. Say hi or post down below and maybe give us some topics for another podcast you'd like to see on this channel.
Yeah, I think I can get my sister to do one of these too. She's super opinionated. You thought he was
fucking rant.
Nope, you ain't seen nothing yet. So
yeah. So hit the like button. Any last words?
No, just leave some comments down below. And if you're a fanboy, I know you're gonna leave me a hate comment, but that is fine with me. All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.